Django gives bad request of 400 when debug equals false. I am new to Django 1.6. When I run the Django server with debug equals true, it's running perfectly. But when I change debug to false in the settings file, then the server stopped and it gives the following error on the command prompt. After I changed allowed_host to http://127.0.0.1 8000, in the browser I get the error. Is it possible to run Django without debug mode?
The allowed_hosts list should contain fully qualified host names, not URLs. Leave out the port and the protocol. If you are using 127.0.0.1, would add localhost to the list too. You could also use asterisk to match any host. Quoting the documentation. Values in this list can be fully qualified names, e.g., www.example.com, in which case they will be matched against the request's host header exactly, case insensitive, not including port. A value beginning with a period can be used as a subdomain wildcard. .example.com will match example.com, www.example.com, and any other subdomain of example.com. A value of asterisk will match anything. In this case you are responsible to provide your own validation of the host header, perhaps in a middleware. If so, this middleware must be listed first in middleware_classes. Bold emphasis mine. The status 400 response you get is due to a suspicious operation exception being raised when your host header doesn't match any values in that list.
I had the same problem and I fixed it by setting allowed_hosts equals asterisk, and to solve the problem with the static images you have to change the virtual paths in the environment configuration like this. Virtual path. Directory. /static/. I hope it helps you. PD, sorry for my bad English.
For me, I got this error by not setting use_x_forwarded_host to true. From the docs. This should only be enabled if a proxy which sets this header is in use. My hosting service wrote explicitly in their documentation that this setting must be used, and I get this 400 error if I forget it.
I had the same problem and none of the answers resolved my problem. For resolving situations like this, it's best to enable logging by adding the following config to settings.py temporarily. When you see the issue, it's easier to handle than by blind debugging. My issue was invalid http:/host header, point_web 8000. The domain name provided is not valid according to RFC 1034/1035. I resolved it by adding proxy_set_header host$host to the Nginx config file and enabling port forwarding with use_x_forwarded_port equals true in the settings.py. It's because in my case I was listening to requests on Nginx port 8080 and passing to GUI on port 8000.
YouTube channel, please enjoy and try.